In this video, I'm going to discuss the definition of hyperbola and how to determine the standard form of the equation of such conic section. And also, how are we going to sketch or trace the graph of the hyperbola. The equation ax squared plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0 is the general form of the equation of an ellipse. If A and C are of the same sign but are not equal, if A and C are of different signs, then the graph is called hyperbola. A hyperbola is the set of all points in a plane such that the absolute value of the difference of the distances from two fixed points is a constant. The two fixed points are also called the foci of the hyperbola. A hyperbola, like the ellipse, has two axes of symmetry, two vertices, two foci, and two latus rectums, as you can see from this illustration. The intersection of the two axes of symmetry is called the center of the hyperbola. The center is the midpoint between the two focus or foci. So this is the center. The hyperbola intersects the focal axis in 2 points called the vertices. Okay. So these two are the vertices, and these are the graphs. This is the graph of the hyperbola. These vertices are endpoints of a segment called transverse axis. So this is the transverse axis. The center is also the midpoint between the two vertices. Okay? So the axis that contains the foci, the center, and the vertices of the hyperbola is referred to as focal axis or the principal axis. So this is the principal axis. Another axis that plays an important role in defining the hyperbola is the conjugate axis. The axis has no point in common with the hyperbola. It is perpendicular to the transverse axis at the center. So this is the transverse or the conjugate axis. Okay. A segment passing through a focus of the hyperbola that is perpendicular to the focal axis is called the latus rectum. So from the figure, this is the latus rectum, the one that passes through the focus or one of the foci. Okay, so we have two latus rectums for this graph. Now let us go to the next slide and let us discuss about the hyperbola with center at the point of origin or 0, 0 coordinates. The graph of a hyperbola may be thought of as a pair of parabolas. Each one has a perfect mirror image of the other, and each one opens on opposite direction. In graphing hyperbola, the center and the vertex are first plotted. The auxiliary rectangle and the asymptotes are helpful in defining the extent of the hyperbola. To derive the equation of a hyperbola whose center is at the origin, 0, 0, and the two foci are on the x-axis, let points f sub 1 with coordinates negative c, 0, and f sub 2 with coordinates positive c, 0 be the foci. This implies that the distance between the two foci is denoted by 2c. Now let 2a be the difference of the distances of a point pxy of the hyperbola from f sub 1 and f sub 2. Okay, as you can see from this next slide, this is how the equation of the hyperbola is derived. So we should skip this particular slide, but one thing is for sure is uh, the idea of deriving the equation is the application of or using the distance formula. Okay? So, yan. Derivation lang ito ng equation ng hyperbola. So, pwede na nating skip to sa discussion. Okay? So, at the end of this slide, particularly deriving the equation, we have this one. No? So, we have just come up with the standard form of the equation of the hyperbola whose center is at the point of origin. And that is x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. Okay, so this is now the standard form of the equation of hyperbola. Okay, an equation of the hyperbola with center at the origin and foci f sub 1 with coordinates negative c0 and f sub 2 with coordinates c0 is this equation: x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1, where b squared equals a squared minus c squared. An equation of the ellipse, okay, the one that we have already discussed in the previous week, with the center at the point of origin and foci at f sub 1, 0c, and f sub 2, 0, negative c, okay, is y squared minus a squared, y squared over a squared minus x squared over b squared equals 1. I don't think this is correct. No? See, so this is actually hyperbola, not ellipse. No? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, sige. Tuloy natin. An equation of the ellipse with center at 0, 0 and foci at these coordinates, f sub 1, f sub 2, is okay, y squared over a squared minus x squared uh, over b squared equals 1. I think this is hyperbola. With equation b squared is equal to a squared minus c squared. So I think this is a typographical error in this particular presentation. But anyway, let us move on. As in the ellipse, we can show that A is the distance from the center to each of the vertices. We let y equal 0 in the equation of the hyperbola to get x, which is now equal to either positive or negative a. Thus, b sub 1 with coordinates negative a0 and b sub 2 with coordinates a0 are the vertices of the hyperbola. So in this presentation, just like in the ellipse, small letter a denotes the distance from the center to the vertex. Okay? On the other hand, b is the distance from the center to each endpoints of the conjugate axis. We can show this by letting x equal 0 from the equation of the hyperbola, this one. Then we have y squared equals b squared. So solving for y, we have y equals either positive or negative b. Thus, b sub 1 has coordinates 0b and b sub 2 has coordinates 0, negative b are the endpoints of the conjugate axis. These points are usually called the co-vertices of the hyperbola. Now, sketching the graph of the hyperbola, we follow some steps. First, we have this paragraph, an auxiliary rectangle is not part of the hyperbola, but plays an important role in graphing the hyperbola. A pair of opposite sides of the rectangle passes through the vertices. These are perpendicular to the transverse axis. The other pair passes through the endpoints of the conjugate axis. A pair of lines that is closely related but also not part of the hyperbola are the asymptotes of the hyperbola. The asymptotes intersect at the center of the hyperbola. A hyperbola approaches its asymptotes but will never intersect them. Each of the okay, each of the asymptotes passes through the opposite vertices of the auxiliary rectangle. The extended diagonals of the rectangle with corners at points AB, negative AB, negative A, negative B, and A, negative B are the asymptotes of either of the hyperbola with equations x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1, and y squared over a squared minus a squared x squared. This is actually x squared over b squared equals 1. So another typographical error. The rectangle is called the auxiliary rectangle, and the equation of these asymptotes are these two. Y equals positive or negative b over ax, and y equals positive or negative a over bx, respectively. Now, how do we trace the graph of a hyperbola? So, these are the steps for us to follow. First one is find the vertices of the hyperbola. Next, draw the auxiliary rectangle. Sketch the asymptotes as diagonals of the auxiliary rectangle. Next is sketch the graph. Each branch goes through the vertex and approaches each asymptote. Okay. Now for our next slide, uh, this information will help us trace the graph of any hyperbola whose center is situated at the point of origin. Now, hyperbola with foci on the x-axis, so we have the following information from this column, and hyperbola with foci on the y-axis. And these are the information from this column. Okay, so for the equation, we have this one, x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. So from this cell, uh, we can identify the orientation of the hyperbola, whether it is horizontally or vertically drawn. So in this case, the orientation of the hyperbola illustrates a horizontal position. No? Okay, where c is equal to quantity a squared plus b squared, and c is greater than a. While here, the orientation of the hyperbola is vertically drawn because a squared is the denominator of y squared. Okay, nauna yung y squared para sa x squared. Okay, so vertical ang orientation ng pagdrawing ng hyperbola, where c is the same as the c here, no? The equivalent, the quantity equivalent. The square root of a squared plus b squared, and c is greater than a. So these are the vertices. Okay, positive or negative a, 0, while here 0, positive or negative a. Okay, now you just follow the information from this table, and this information will help us sketch the graph of any hyperbola, again, whose center is at the origin, whether the hyperbola is vertically drawn or horizontally drawn. Okay. Find the coordinates. Okay, let us now go to some illustrative examples. Here we are asked to find the coordinates of the foci and the vertices, and the endpoints of the transverse axis, conjugate axis, and latus rectum for each hyperbola whose center is at the point of origin. And afterwards, we draw or sketch the graph of the hyperbola. So the equation here is x squared over 4 minus y over 12 equals 1. So for our solution, first is we identify the key constants. So from the standard form, x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1, we have the following information. Here, a squared is equal to 4, so it follows that a equals 2. B, on the other hand, is b squared, on the other hand, is equal to 12. So it follows that b is equal to 2 square root of 3, or that is approximately 3.46. To find c, the distance to the foci, we use this formula. C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, and substitute the value of a and b. Then simplifying the resulting expression, so we have c is equal to 4. Okay, meaning c squared is 16. Then next step is we determine some coordinates and endpoints. Now, since the center is at the point of origin, we can calculate the following information. Okay, so we have the feature, the formula, and the coordinates. Now, for the vertices, we use this formula, positive or negative a, 0 coordinates. So with that, we have two endpoints of the what you call this transverse axis. So, and these are 2, 0 and negative 2, 0. Now, for the foci, we have the formula, positive or negative c, 0. So those points are actually 4, 0 and negative 4, 0. Then the transverse axis endpoints are also the same as the vertices, 2, 0 and negative 2, 0. Then for the conjugate axis endpoints, so we have this formula, 0, positive or negative b, and those endpoints are 0, 2 square root of 3, and 0, negative 2 square root of 3. Then hopefully this is the last information we need, the latus rectum endpoints. So we have the formula for the length of the latus rectum, and that is capital letter L equals 2b squared over a, which is, if we substitute, if we plug in the values of a and b, so we have 2 times 12 over 2, and that will give us 12. So the endpoints are located at the coordinates following this formula, positive or negative c, then positive or negative b squared over a. So this is the length of semi-latus rectum. Okay, so the coordinates, okay, following this formula, we have four coordinates, or four pairs of coordinates: 4, 6, 4, negative 6, negative 4, 6, and negative 4, negative 6. And finally, sketching the graph, we need those informations we have just obtained. Okay, then label the x and y axis, then put some coordinates along the x and y axis. Then we plot first the center, which is the point of origin, the green dot you see right now, that is 0, 0. Then plot the endpoints of the vertices. These are 2, 0 and negative 2, 0, followed by the endpoints of probably these are the focus, no? The foci. Then we are going to plot the endpoints of the conjugate axis. And these endpoints have the following coordinates: 0, 2, square root of 3, and the other one is 0, negative 2, square root of 3. Then consider also the endpoints of the latus rectum. These are 4, 6, and 4, negative 6. And on the second latus rectum, the endpoints are, okay, negative 4, 6, and negative, ano to? Actually, this is negative 4, negative 6. I was not able to put the negative sign here on the y coordinate of the endpoint, of this endpoint. Then you draw a segment uh, connecting the endpoints and passes and this segment passes through the focus coordinates negative 4, 0. Then with these points, we can now draw or sketch the curve of the hyperbola starting from the vertex going up and passing through one of the endpoints of the latus rectum, and we draw the other half from the same vertex going down and passing through this coordinate. So ganun din ang gagawin natin sa kabila, no? From the vertex going up this way and from the same vertex going down. Yeah. So here is the graph of the hyperbola with this equation, with this given equation. Next, what if the given this time are the two foci with coordinates positive or negative 5, 0, and one vertex is given at the coordinates 4, 0. Now, because the foci and vertex lie on the x-axis, it means that this hyperbola is horizontally positioned. Okay? So it's a horizontal parabola or hyperbola, I mean. Okay? So it's a horizontal hyperbola. First is we identify the key values. And what are these key values? We know that the center of a hyperbola is at the point of origin. Vertex. Okay, so from the point of origin, we locate one point, which is the distance from the center to the vertex. So that is denoted by a, which is equal to 4. Therefore, it follows that a squared equals 16. For the foci, we consider c, which indicates the distance from the center to the focus. So that is c equals to 5. So it follows that c squared equals 25. Solving for b squared, for a hyperbola, the relationship between a, b, and c is defined by this equation. C squared equals a squared plus b squared. So this is how we determine the distance from the center to the focus, denoted by c. So to get b, we substitute the value of a and c to this equation. Then we solve for b. Yun. And upon solving for b, we obtain the value of b squared equals 9, and therefore b is equal to 3. And with that, since we have already know the key values, which are the values of a, b, and c, we can now uh, formulate the equation of the hyperbola using this standard form: x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. So you just simply substitute the values of a and b from this equation, and we have x squared over 16 minus y squared over 9 equals 1. So this is the equation of the ellipse, the required equation. okay, from this given condition. Now, for the equation of the asymptotes, we have the formula y equals positive or negative b over ax. Using a, which is 4, and b, which is 3, we substitute to the equation. So we have the equation of the asymptotes, and that is y equals positive or negative 3/4 of x. So from this equation, we obtain two, no? One that takes the positive slope and the other one that takes the negative slope. Then we prepare the Cartesian coordinate system, or the Cartesian plane. We have the two coordinate axes, so you label some coordinates on the x-axis and also on the y-axis. Yeah. Then we plot the center, which is obviously at the center. So 0, 0. Then we plot the two vertices. One has coordinate of 4, 0, and the other vertex has a coordinate of negative 4, 0. Then we have the endpoints of the conjugate axis, whose coordinates is at 0, 3, and the other end is at 0, negative 3. Then we draw an auxiliary rectangle, as you can see, which is the uh, broken lines, no? Closed figure, which is a rectangle, or the auxiliary rectangle. Then from this rectangle, we draw two diagonals, which are actually the two asymptotes. Okay. And going back to the auxiliary rectangle, you will notice that the sides of this rectangle passes through the vertices and the co-vertices. Okay. Then, uh, using a smooth curve, we can now draw the hyperbola. And make sure that you draw the hyperbola, but it will never touch any of the the two asymptotes, like this. Yeah. Okay. So this is the graph of the hyperbola. Next, this time the given condition is that the length of the latus rectum is 8 over 5 and the vertices have coordinates 0, negative 5 and 0, 5. For our solution, of course, we need to identify the orientation and the key values or the parameters. So the vertices are given as 0, negative 5 and 0, 5. Since the vertices lie on the y-axis, it means the hyperbola is to be drawn vertically. So that is the orientation. So the center is at the origin. Then the semi-transverse axis, denoted by A. So the distance from the center to a vertex is 5. So it follows that A equals 5. Then the latus rectum formula, the length of the latus rectum for a hyperbola is given by 2b squared over 8. To solve for b, we are told that the length of the latus rectum is 8 over 5. So using our value for a, we have 2b squared over 5. Actually, this is 2b squared over 8. No? Yeah. So 2b squared over 5 equals 8 over 5. So solving for this resulting equation for b, it follows that, okay, multiply both sides by 5 to clear the denominator 5. Then we have now the resulting equation at that point, 2b squared equals 8. So it follows that b squared equals 4. So therefore, our b equals 2. Okay. So we have A, which is 5, so B equals 2. And with that, we can now write the standard form of the equation of this parabola. Since the orientation is a vertical parabola, therefore we must use the standard form. Y squared equals A squared minus X squared over B squared equals 1, meaning the first term is Y squared and not X squared. Okay? Yeah. Plugging in the values of A squared and B squared to this equation, therefore the standard form of this hyperbola is Y squared equals 25, Y squared over 25 minus X squared over 4 equals 1. Now determining the asymptotes for a vertical hyperbola, the equation for the asymptotes is Y equals positive or negative A over B x. So you just simply substitute the values of A and B. So the equation for the asymptotes are Y equals 5 over 2x, and the other one is Y equals negative 5 over 2x. So to trace the graph, okay, following those key values and some coordinates that we have already obtained, of course, the center of the hyperbola is again at the point of origin. You plot those vertices. We have 0, 5 and 0, negative 5. Then plot the endpoints of the conjugate axis. So those are 2, 0 and negative 2, 0. Then you draw an auxiliary rectangle whose sides pass through these plotted points, okay, or vertices. Then you draw two asymptotes, which are the diagonals of this auxiliary rectangle. Then, using a smooth curve, you are now going to draw the curve of the hyperbola starting from the vertex, from one vertex, and going this way, approaching one of the asymptotes, but the curve will never touch the asymptotes. Same thing like this, and on the lower portion, we have this half of the hyperbola. Okay, so this is the graph. Okay, so that is how we trace the graph of any hyperbola whose center is at the point of origin. Now, for our next slide, we have now the properties of the graph, or some informations about the graphs of hyperbola. This time, the center is now located at point HK, meaning the center of this graph is no longer located at the point of origin. So we have two columns. For the two hyperbolas that are horizontally drawn and vertically drawn, or the orientation on the first column, this one, is horizontal, and here the orientation of the graph is vertical. Okay? Yeah. So basically, parehas lang siya nung kaninang presentation. The only difference is that yung center nila, no? The first one are the properties of the graph of hyperbola whose center is at point 0, 0. While here, the center is at point HK, meaning the center of the hyperbola can now be found in any where from the Cartesian plane, okay? Other than the point of origin. Yeah. So, i-browse nyo na lang to, tingnan nyo mabuti, no? Just like what I'm telling you, these table of properties of the graph will help us to precisely or accurately sketch the graph of any hyperbola. Okay? So let us now go to another set of examples like this one. So we are asked to write the equation of the hyperbola in standard form that satisfies the given conditions. Then draw the hyperbola. So what is the condition? The center is at 0.7, -2. So in this example, the hyperbola or the graph of the hyperbola is no longer found at the point of origin, but at a certain point whose coordinates are 7, -2. The vertex is at coordinates 2, -2, and an endpoint of the conjugate axis at 7, -6. Okay, now for our solution, we identify the key components. First is the center is at hk, or that is at coordinate 7, -2. So it follows that h is 7 and k is -2. The vertex is at coordinates 2, -2. Now, since the center and the vertex have the same y coordinates but different x coordinate, it follows that the hyperbola is horizontal. So this is the orientation of the graph. And it opens left and right. Okay? So that we can now determine the distance from the center to a vertex, which is denoted by small letter a. And that is equal to the absolute value of the difference between 7 and 2. Okay? This one, no? And that is equal to 5. Then for the conjugate axis endpoint given as 7, -6. Now since the center and this endpoint have the same x-coordinate, this confirms that the vertical orientation of the conjugate axis. So the distance from the center to an endpoint of the conjugate axis is denoted by small letter b. So we simply get the absolute value of the difference between -2 and -6. Okay? And that will give us +4. Then we can now write the equation since we already know the values of a and b. Now the standard form for the horizontal parabola, since the orientation is a vertical hyperbola, so we have quantity x minus h squared. Is it vertical or horizontal? It's more horizontal now, sorry. So x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. Plugging in the values of h and k together with the values of a and b, we have now this standard form of the equation. Okay? Then, yeah. Y minus 7 squared over 25 minus quantity y plus 2 squared over 16 equals 1. Then, drawing the parabola, the first step is to plot the center, okay, at coordinate 7, -2. Next is we plot the vertices. So, for us to do that, we move 5 units to the left and to the right from the center to -2. From the center, 7, -2. So the endpoints or the vertices are 2, -2 and 12, -2. Plot the conjugate axis, so we move 4 units up and down from the center. So those are the points 7, 2 and 7, -6. Then draw the central box or the auxiliary rectangle passing through these plotted points. Then draw a dashed diagonal lines passing through the corners of the box or the auxiliary rectangle. Now for the curve, you draw the hyperbola branches starting at each vertex following the asymptotes outward. Ayan. Okay, so if we strictly follow each of these steps to draw the parabola, so this is the result of the graph. Ayan. You plot the center, so that is so this is the pair of coordinates, the vertices, the endpoints of the conjugate axis. In these are 7, 2, and 7, -6. Then you draw a broken lined rectangle or the auxiliary rectangle, wherein this side, all of its sides passes through the 4 plotted vertices. Yeah. Then draw 2 diagonals passing through the corners of this auxiliary rectangle, and then followed by tracing now the curve of the parabola from starting from each vertex. Ayun. Yun. Okay? Yeah. And make sure that the curve will never touch any of those asymptotes. Yeah. So this is the graph. Okay, so this is the graph whose equation is this, no? Following these given conditions. Next, how about this condition? Obviously, we write the equation of the hyperbola and draw its graph if the condition is a focus is at 4, 6, and the vertices are at coordinates 4, 3 minus square root of 5 and 4, 3 plus square root of 5. So for our solution, identify the orientation and the center. Looking at the coordinates provided, the focus is at 4, 6. The vertices are at 4, 3 negative minus square root of 5 and 4, 3 plus square root of 5. Since all x coordinates are the same, which is equal to 4, the hyperbola is vertical. The center HK is the midpoint of the vertices. Therefore, H equals 4. And to get K, we just get the average of the x coordinates of the two vertices. Okay? No. The average of the coordinate of the y coordinates of the two vertices, the abscissas. And we get 3, no? So therefore, the center is at coordinates 4, 3. Determining the values of A, C, and B, we have the following. To find A, that is simply the distance from the center to any of the two vertices. Okay, so let us take this coordinates of this one vertex. Okay? Together with the center at coordinates 4, 3. So that is equal to the absolute value of the difference between the y coordinates of the center and the vertex. Ayan. And that will give us square root of 5 for the value of a. So it follows that a squared equals 5. Now to find c, the distance from the center to the focus, whose coordinates are 4, 3, and 4, 6 respectively. So we get the absolute value of the difference between their y coordinates. So that is 6 minus 3 equals 3. Then absolute value, which is equal to 3. So c equals 3. So it follows that c squared equals 9. To find b, we use the hyperbola relationship, which is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Then substitute the value of c and a to this equation so that we can solve for b squared. At this point, b squared equals 4, and therefore b is equal to 2. Okay, you just get the square root of both sides. And with that, we can now determine the standard equation of this ellipse using the equation of the ellipse that is horizontal, this whose graph is horizontal, so it's a vertical orientation of the ellipse, of the graph of ellipse. Okay, then plug in the values of hk together with the values of a and b. So the equation is y minus 3 squared all over 5 minus x minus 4 squared all over 4 equals 1. Okay. Now for the key features for sketching the graph, okay, considering now this equation, this obtained equation, the center is at 4, 3, the vertices are here, okay. So we change the y coordinate values from its irrational value to their respective value in terms of decimals. Ayan. To locate their points in the Cartesian plane. Then the foci are at the coordinates 4, 6, and 4, 0. The asymptotes, this pass through the center with a slope of positive or negative a. And this is now the equation of the two asymptotes. Then let us trace the graph. Yan. Labeling some coordinates on both x and y axis. Okay, so this is the center at coordinates 4, 3. So these are the vertices. Yun. Okay. So as you can see from the graph, yung 3 plus square root of 5, I think ito yun. Ito yung katumbas nun, 5.24. At yung 3 minus square root of 5, yun naman yung 0.76. Okay? Then, the focus is at 4, 6, and the other end is at 4, 0. Yan. Then, you draw two broken diagonals. Yan. Yan. So, this is the graph. Now, what you see are the what I plotted are the points which are the endpoints of the latus rectum. Okay? Yan. Although hindi kasama dito, so pwede namang include. Okay? So from the focus to one end of the latus rectum, that is actually equivalent to b squared over a. Yun, no? So hindi ko na lang sinama dito. Okay? Kaya ako sinama yan para mas accurate yung pag-draw ko ng hyperbola. Pwede namang wala yan. So siguro tansyahin nyo na lang. And make sure that if you draw from one vertex, you go this way but see to it that the graph will not touch this broken asymptotes. Okay? So ganun din dito. Next. Okay, so our next example, as usual, write the equation of the hyperbola in standard form that satisfies the given condition and draw the hyperbola. So the given condition this time is that the foci are at coordinates -2, -2, and -2, 8. And the length of the conjugate axis is 6. So for our solution, find the center, HK. The center is actually the midpoint of the two foci. So what we're going to do here is we get the y coordinate of the center, since it is automatic that the x coordinate is at -2. Yun. So k, you just get the average of the two y coordinates from the two foci. So -2 plus 8 all over 2, that will give you 3 for the value of k. Therefore, the center is at coordinates -2, 3. Then determine the orientation and the value of c. Now, since the foci share the same x coordinates, the hyperbola is vertical. So it opens up and down. So the distance from the center to a focus is actually denoted by c. Now, to compute for the value of c, that is simply equal to 8 minus 3. Yeah. Okay. 8 minus the y coordinate of the center, which is equal to 5. Then determine a and b values. So we are given that the length of the conjugate axis is 6. So the length of the conjugate axis is actually defined by 2b. So if 2b is 6, therefore b is 3. Now use the relationship c squared equals a squared plus b squared to find the value of a. So you just plug in the value of b and c. We can compute for a squared at this point, which is 16, and in turn a is equal to 4. At this point, we can now form the standard form of this hyperbola. Using this formula, y minus k squared, quantity squared over a squared, minus y minus h squared, quantity over b squared, equals 1. Okay, so plugging in the values of h and k together with the obtained values of a and b, particularly our standard form of equation of this ellipse is now y minus 3 squared over 16 minus x plus 2 quantity squared over 9 all over 9 equals 1. Then, let us consider the summary of the key features for drawing or sketching the graph of this hyperbola. Now, to draw the hyperbola accurately, we plot the following points: the coordinates of the centers together with the coordinates of the vertices. Okay, this one, -2, 7, and -2, -1. The co-vertices, okay, following this formula, and the endpoints are 1, 3, and -5, 3. Now, for the asymptotes that passes through the center with the slopes positive or negative a over b, or that is positive or negative 4 over 3. So we have the graph. Okay, label some coordinates, then plot the center. Ayun. Okay, -2, 3. And then plot the vertices or the endpoints of the transverse axis. Yun. -2, 7 and -2, -1. Then plot the co-vertices, and these are 1, 3 and -5, 3. Then draw an auxiliary rectangle whose sides passes through these 4 vertices. Then draw two diagonals or two asymptotes passing through the corners of this rectangle. Yan. And then you now draw the ellipse from the center. Or from the vertices, like this. And make sure the curve you are drawing will not touch any of these broken lined asymptotes. And this is your graph. Okay. Next, write the equation of the hyperbola in standard form that satisfies the given conditions. Draw the hyperbola. So the center is at 4, 3, and the length of the horizontal transverse axis is 5. The length of the conjugate axis is 4. So for our solution, identify the components. So the center is at 4, 3. The transverse axis horizontal with the length of 5 since the length is 2a. Then a is equal to 5 halves, or that is 2.5. For the conjugate axis, it is vertical with length of 4 since the length is 2b, therefore b is equal to 4 over 2, or that is equal to 2. Determine the standard form. See, since we have already obtained the values of a and b, okay, following this formula, we substitute the values of a and b and also the values of h and k. Yun. Okay? 6.25 is also the same as 25 over 4. So the final equation is this. Okay? Then, the key points for drawing or sketching the graph of the hyperbola. Okay? First is, we locate a units of the length of the right of the center. Right and left of the center. So 1.53 and 6.53. The co-vertices, which are the endpoints of the conjugate axis. And these are 4p, 4.5, and 4.1. The asymptotes, following this formula, has a slope of positive or negative 0.8. Okay? So that is the ratio of the value of B to the value of A. So the line passes through the center at coordinates 4, 3. So, okay, preparing the Cartesian coordinate system or Cartesian plane. Then plot the center, 4, 3. Plot the endpoints of the vertices and the endpoints of the covert, the endpoints vertices, no? And the co-vertices, 4, 5, and 4, 1. Then draw the auxiliary rectangle and the asymptotes or the two diagonals passing through the corners of this broken line rectangle. Then you draw the curve from the vertex. And again, make sure that the curve will not touch the asymptote. So that this is your graph. Okay. Next. Now this time, what if the equation of the ellipse is no longer in standard form? The equation is written in general form. And in this example, we are asked to express the equation of the hyperbola in standard form. Solve for the equation, the length of the transverse axis, the conjugate axis, and the latus rectum. Determine the equation of the asymptotes. And we are asked to draw the hyperbola. Okay, so for our solution, convert to standard form. First, group the x and y terms and move the constant to the other side. So this is the resulting equation. Then, factor out the coefficient of y squared, and that is 2. Okay? And this is the resulting equation. We have just factored out 2 from this expression. Then, complete, okay, using completing the square, we complete the square of the expression inside the parentheses, no? Inside each set of parentheses. So for x, we take half of its coefficient and square the result. And that is 1. For y, we take half of 4, which is 2, and then square the result. It is 4. Then, we insert the third term from each expression inside the parentheses. Then, applying the addition property of equality, we have this result. Okay? Now, you will notice adding 4 inside the parentheses is actually subtracting 8 because of the minus 2 multiplier, this one. Okay? Here we add 4, but on the other side, we add 8. Okay? Due to the multiplier of negative 2. Then, at this point, the equation is now quantity x minus 1 squared equals 2 times quantity y plus 2 squared equals 20. So divide both sides of this equation by 20 to set the right side equal to 1. So therefore, the standard form of the equation of this particular ellipse is x minus 1 squared over 20 minus quantity y plus 2 squared over 10 equals 1. So here, we identify three key properties from the standard form. The center is at 1, negative 2. So therefore, a squared is 20, so it follows that a is 2 square root of 5. For b squared, that is 10, so b is equal to square root of 10. Okay, so so these are the extracted values. Now for the axis equation and lengths, the transverse axis, since x is positive, the x-axis is horizontal, or the axis is horizontal. So y is equal to negative 2. The length is 2a, so 4 square root of 5 is approximately 8.94. The conjugate axis has an equation of x equals 1. The length is 2b, or that is 2 square root of 10, which is equal to 6.32, approximately 6.32. So the latus rectum, for the latus rectum, the formula for the length, for its length is 2b squared over a. Substituting the values of a and b, so the length of latus rectum can be simplified from this resulting expression. 2 times 10 over 2 square root of 5. Simplifying or rationalizing the denominator. So the length of the latus rectum is actually 2 square root of 5. So for the equation of the asymptotes, we follow this formula. Substituting the value of b and a together with the values of k and h. And this is the equation. Y plus 2 equals positive or negative square root of 10 over square root of 20 times quantity x minus 1. Simplifying this equation further and split it into 2. Okay, so these are the two equations for the two asymptotes. Okay. Now, using those obtained information from the previous slide, we can now trace the graph of this hyperbola. Okay. Now, you label some coordinates on the x and some coordinates x-axis and some coordinates along the y-axis. Okay. Then plot the center whose coordinates is at 1, negative 2. Okay. Label also the two vertices. Yun. The two co-vertices, you also label them. Yan. Then draw an auxiliary rectangle passing through, whose sides pass through the four plotted vertices from this Cartesian plane. Then, okay, draw the two foci, then the diagonals, Okay? Now, to obtain a more accurate graph, okay, we need to consider plotting the endpoints of the latus rectum. Although in this problem, uh, the in this problem, it is not required to determine those endpoints of the latus rectum. But if we are after the more accurate graph, we need to consider also the endpoints of the latus rectum. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, so itong segments na nag-connect dun sa dalawang endpoints. Now, these are the two latus rectum. Then, okay. Then, using a smooth curve, we can now draw the hyperbola. So, this is the graph. Next, express each equation of the hyperbola in standard form. Solve for the equations and lengths of the transverse axis, the conjugate axis, the latus rectum. Determine the equation of the asymptotes. Draw the hyperbola. Okay? So, kagaya lang ng unang example, okay, change the general form of the equation to its standard form. Okay, starting with the given equation. So, group the variables and move the constant to the right. Yeah. So, this is the resulting equation. Then factor out the coefficient of the squared terms. Yun. Okay? So, it means yung 4 inilabas. Okay? So, anong naiwan? X squared minus 10x inside the parentheses. Then, using completing the square, we take the coefficient of y and the coefficient of x. Each one of them, you get their half and square the result. Yun. Then, that result will serve as the third term. Okay? Or their respective third terms. Then apply the addition property of equality. Whatever you did on the left, you also be doing that on the right. Okay? Then simplifying the equation further, dividing both sides by 16 to set the right side to 1. Yeah. And this is the standard form of this ellipse. Ellipse, I mean hyperbola. No? The standard form of this hyperbola from its general form, this one. Identifying the key properties. From the standard form, we can identify the center, which is located at 5, -3. The orientation is vertical, opens upward because the y term is positive. Upward or downward, okay? Because the y term is positive. Vertical distance, square root of 16 equals 4. I think that is your A. And B is the horizontal distance. Square root of 4, which is equal to 2. The focal distance, C, can be determined using this formula. C equals quantity A squared plus B squared. So, substituting the values of A and B uh, to this formula, it follows that C is equal to 2 square root of 5. Now, for the features, equation and length, transverse axis, whose equation is x is equals 5, is 2a equals 8. The length, no? Then conjugate axis, whose equation is y equals -3, has a length of 4, which is equal to 2b. Now, for the latus rectum, that is 2b squared over a, or that is 2 times 4 over 4, which is equal to 2. Equation of the asymptote, so we use the formula y minus k equals positive or negative a over b times quantity x minus h. So y plus 3 equals positive or negative 4 over 2 times quantity x minus 5. So simplifying this equation further, so we have y plus 3 is equal to positive or negative 2 times quantity x minus 5. So we have actually two asymptotes here, no? Yeah. Then to draw the ellipse, we follow these steps, no? Plot the center at coordinates 5, negative 3. Yeah. Of course, we prepare the Cartesian plane, then plot the center, this one, then move up and down by 4 units to plot the vertices at coordinates 5, 1 and 5, negative 7. So this is 5, 1. Yung bottom niya ay 5, negative 7. Then move left and right by 2 to help draw the central rectangle. Ayun. Then draw the auxiliary or central rectangle. Yan. Then draw the asymptotes, a broken line passing through the corners of this rectangle. Ayun. Then draw the hyperbola like this. And that is your graph. Okay?